players that we have seen this season were specifically one player, Kyrie Irving. And we said we were going to talk about his brilliance, but first he made a little bit of news recently. He came out and talked about the Zaza Pachulia play with Russell Westbrook. Did he try to hurt him? Did he just fall on him? Did he lose control of all bearings in his fight with gravity? I don't know, but
well, he wasn't being crossed over by James Harden, so I don't think it was that one.
Kyrie seemed to think that it was intentional.
He did.
And was not too pleased with it. Tom, what did Kyrie have to say about that?
So Kyrie was talking to Gary Washburn of the Boston Globe last night, and he told him basically just like that Zaza's had a history of this, and we know that's true. Obviously, we mentioned Kawhi earlier. Kawhi also had that injury in the Western Conference Finals last year when Zaza went right under him on that shot. The thing with Zaza is that it's always like there's always this tiny bit of plausible deniability, and that's I think that's kind of annoying for a lot of NBA players where it's like, oh no, like he might have just been closing out hard and he accidentally put his foot under him, and that. It's tough to say for sure, like, whether that's the case. It's tough to say for sure whether, Zaza's actually, like, trying to do this intentionally. But that's kind of the whole point, is that it looks like he's committing, a dirty act. And Kyrie said that. He said, he's done this multiple times. He said his play has been consistently dirty. And he also said that he's not very active on social media, but he had to speak out on this one when he said that the league needed to look into this expletive on Instagram. So Kyrie, not a fan of Zaza Pachulia. One of the things that I thought was kind of interesting, obviously, Zaza may be dirty, may not be dirty. He probably is. But one of the things that I thought was interesting was how Kyrie stuck up for guys that he kind of seemed to be very friendly with at the All-Star break. Like, Russ and him were just like kind of laughing it up. Russ was showing him moves like at the All-Star break. And, now Kyrie seems like he's very friendly with Russ. And I just kind of think that's interesting because for years the Celtics have had all these guys who are so adversarial. Isaiah Thomas, adversarial as anybody in the league. Jay Crowder, the same way. Now they got Kyrie Irving, who helps everybody up, who sticks up for Russell Westbrook, who sticks up for Paul George, Kawhi Leonard. I mean, it's just kind of funny to see.
It's a little bit, and it's kind of interesting too because at the beginning of the year it was Kyrie broke away from LeBron. He's doing his own thing, and
right.
It's like, no, maybe he's a cool guy. Maybe he's fine. Maybe he's a nice guy. Like, it is interesting.
People seem to like him.
It's kind of funny that the All-Star break turns into this, like, is there recruiting going on?
Right.
Are they playing? I remember when Isaiah Thomas was there for 2 years. It was like, can he lure All-Star?
Which Isaiah Thomas was 150% recruiting.
And didn't try to hide it.
No.
I guess the most...
There's all these photos now of him and Gordon Hayward dapping it up. Like, yeah.
Be careful what you wish for, I guess. I guess the most newsworthy thing that Kyrie said was that he thinks the NBA should step in.
Yeah.
And I want to get your opinion on that. I think it's an easy thing to say, but when it plays out, is that actually a viable step for the league to take? Do you think they should be stepping in on questionable matters like this that could go either way?
I'm not sure. That's a really tough question for the league office because obviously, there's no way to say for sure. There was just enough plausible deniability. There was just enough possibility that Nick Young sort of knocked him over. There was just enough, possibility that Zaza, is just kind of big and clumsy and awkward and that he just kind of crashed down on him. But man, you just look at that play and he looks directly at Russ and then he falls. And it's like, it's...
So when I saw it from the baseline angle underneath, I was like, okay, like maybe he was like just got a little wobbly. He's kind of old. Maybe he's been playing a lot of minutes, whatever. But then you see it from behind, up above a little bit, and it's like that's not good. That's not a good look, Zaza. And after I saw the second angle, I was like, yeah, Kyrie might have a point.
Yeah, like he does everything except for like pull out a ruler and like measure the distance, like start to triangulate like his way down. It's not good. So. I mean, Kyrie in his, when talking to Washburn, he said, I'm not asking for like this guy to get suspended for 10 games. I'm asking for the league to look at it. So maybe what Kyrie wants is the league to like step in, maybe not like suspend it, but maybe just be like, Zaza, come on, man, we're watching you. You got to stop this. You got to, clean it up. And maybe they're talking to Zaza, and Zaza says, look, guys, like, and he can convince them, like, I'm not doing this intentionally. I'm just clumsy. One way or the other, I think Kyrie just really wants the player safety is really important, and I think. It's really important to Kyrie because he's seen what can happen. That Hayward injury was like a stark reminder for everybody on this Celtics team. Anything can happen at any time, and that's, I think that's especially kind of scary when Kyrie sees a play like this where it's like anything can happen, especially when a 260-pound man is just falling on your knees, possibly intentionally.
Yeah, I mean, and we talked about Kawhi earlier. It's one loose limb, Zaza Pachulia limb from ruining your season, ruining your playoff run.
Yep.
I think it is interesting, too, that he's kind of using his voice ahead of time and being a little proactive about it. So we'll see whether that can be cleared up or addressed before the postseason rolls around.